Hey guys, Alex here, otherwise known as Clash of Style. Welcome back to this video where we are going to be jumping in and taking a look at a recent PIT war between Chaos, the Greek team, and Darkest MuZhan. Now, I'm sure you guys are very familiar with Darkest MuZhan, but Chaos, a very underrated team. They have been dominating in the Clash of Clans competitive scene right now in a variation of different leagues, and they have been crushing it recently. So I just wanted to showcase a little bit more of them on this channel. I'm sure you guys have seen I have released a couple more videos including Chaos, so if you're interested in seeing more of their awesome attacks, make sure you guys go over and check them out too. But without any further ado, let's roll that intro and jump in to check out these hits. Alright, and the first one we are going to be taking a look does come in here from Erebos, and he is going to be coming in with a drag bat. And I don't know how many times I've got to say it, but drag bat is one of my favorite strategies in the game. I love a good drag bat when it comes together, and Erebos is a fantastic attacker with this strategy. I've seen him attack quite a few times now, and the majority of the time he does come in with drag bat because he is incredibly strong with it. But you can see we are going to be bringing in that king from the top section of the base, going to be using the RC trick over here on the right hand side. We have already used the earthquake and that zap spell to come in, so we're going to get some nice value from the royal champion, creating the funnel, taking down a couple of those key defenses as well. King now going to be working his way in from that top section of the base. Again, he is being used to really help push that funnel. Rest of the dragons now going to be spammed in from that top section of the base. Does need to be careful that funnel not fully set over there on the left hand side. Unfortunately, that king maybe came in slightly further than Erebos was looking for. Going to drop down that Eternal Tome ability right there. That's going to allow our blimp to fly overhead and push its way into the Town Hall compartment. Does get a little bit of a boost there from the Air Sweeper too. Going to drop down a Rage Spell to really propel these dragons nice and quickly. Also much higher DPS, of course, with that Rage Spell down on them in the middle of the base. The dragons are starting to take a little bit of heat now, so this is when Erebos needs to start thinking about getting in his bat spells, because these dragons are slowly but surely going down one by one. So we're now going to bring in a bat wave from this bottom section of the base, which to be honest was pretty interesting for me. I was not expecting him to come in with a bat wave. Always find it a little bit risky, especially when that Eagle Artillery is still activated. I personally probably would have dropped that bat bomb, but it's going to end up working really nicely here for Erebos. You can see those bats are unfortunately going to path away from everything but the multi-target Inferno, so we are going to have to continue dropping down those free spells. The bats are finally going to make their way onto the Wizard Tower, but they don't unfortunately quite get it down. And yeah, that Wizard Tower is going to end up staying up on the back end. If those bats had managed to get through it, it's on very low HP. This would have been a nice easy triple coming in from Erebos, but unfortunately this is actually going to be relatively tight here on the back end for the first attack of the video. I don't think that funnel was quite as set as I personally would have liked it, but you can see here this queen with her ability is going to be able to tidy up quite nicely on the back end. We in fact lose pretty much every single dragon. I think we only have one left up here on the back end. We do indeed, but Erebos brings in a really nice triple against Wei from Darkest MuZhan for this first attack. Alright, so the next attack we are going to be taking a look at comes in from KLY, and what we are going to be looking at here is a Sui Lalo. Interestingly enough, we do have a Yeti in the mix, which actually is going to be brought in nice and early on here from this bottom section of the base. Looks like we're going to be using that Yeti to target into this air defense, maybe with the Yeti mites. Yeah, in fact, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Those Yetis are going to be able to take down that air defense, get some nice value early on in this attack, and then what we're going to be doing is focusing in on our Sui as it makes its way in from this top section of the base. Super Wallbreaker coming in through. Unfortunately, not going to be able to quite open up the single target Inferno compartment in the center of the base, but it does open up the Scatter Shot compartment. So we're going to see our King step up. He is going to be able to take down the Town Hall with ease with his ability. Queen, however, is going to unfortunately push onto the outside of the base. I think KLY, however you want to call him, was maybe looking for this queen to push into the base to get a little bit more value. This royal champion is going to be able to get her Seeking Shield ability to at least hit the Scatter Shot, but she is not unfortunately going to be able to take it down. But the queen, not being completely useless here, she is going to make her way down to this bottom section of the base, and with her ability she is going to actually be able to take down the enemy royal champion. So now all KLY has to worry about is the Scatter Shot lurking at that top section of the base and the enemy queen lurking in the middle. So we're actually going to be throwing in our stone slammer here. That's going to be used to take care of the scatter shot at the top section. Now we can bring in our Lalo from the left section of this base. Warden, of course, going to be coming in alongside them, guiding them through this attack, making sure that his Eternal Tome ability is used at the optimal time. Enemy Queen in the middle of the base is looking a little bit troublesome, and unfortunately here for KLY, it doesn't look like we have any headhunters to drop down on the queen. So what we decide to do is drop down a poison spell and a skeleton spell there just to try and take down that queen a little bit, but unfortunately the queen does end up hopping the wall section there, but those skeletons are at least keeping her away from these balloons as they continue to sweep through the back end of the base. And we do have 2 free spells to try and help push us through. In fact, not only 2 free spells, but we are going to swag a rage spell as well. We've got a rage spell left up here on the back end. This army of pups and minions going to be able to take down the queen. KLY getting a little bit lucky there. That queen didn't take down more balloons, but it's a nice triple regardless. Let's hop over, check out the next one. Okay, so we've got Vam Vakulas, definitely acing that name, coming in here against Guai from Darkest MuZhan with a P.E.K.K.A. Witch Super Wizard attack. Now, I've been seeing a little bit more of this in the meta right now. It seems to be a very, very popular strategy, and people seem to be getting some really nice success with it. So might need to make a separate video to just looking at this strategy in a little bit more detail in the future. Let me know it down in the comments if you guys would like to see that. But Vam going to be coming in here starting with that Grand Warden walk from this right hand side of the base. Does find a Tesla farm pretty early on, which is going to hold up this Grand Warden for even longer, which is a little bit unfortunate. Decides there to just commit a baby dragon just to help speed along this Grand Warden's journey a little bit. Of course, he's going to find even more Teslas, and Vam is looking here to take down the Town Hall with his Grand Warden here. But the 5 Teslas that did pop up next to the Town Hall are taking up quite a lot of this Grand Warden's time. You can see it's going to take him 3 shots to take down each one of those Teslas. Under the rage spell now, he is going to be able to make his way through that Town Hall compartment, but committed so much time just to getting this the Grand Warden through the Town Hall. Is it worth it? We will just need to wait and see. But getting that Town Hall certainly out of the way nice and early is always going to be of benefit to any attack. Alright, so we're going to bring in that Super Wall Breaker. It is just about going to be able to make its way in, open up the entry into this base for Vam to make his way through. A couple of Cocoloons going to be stepping up. They do catch quite nicely a Seeking Ermine nice and early on in this attack. Poison Spell going to go down right there. Right as we drop our Grand Warden ability as well. Of course, we are going to find a tornado trap. That just seems to be how things work. You pop one of your hero's ability and they're going to find a tornado or a couple of giant bombs. Just seems to be the way the game loves to work. Jump spell going to go down here to give us access just into this multi-target Inferno compartment. Interesting placement on that jump spell. Usually we would see the jump spell maybe giving us access into multiple compartments. We really could have done with this queen actually stepping up onto this single target Inferno at the back end of this attack, but maybe he was only looking to push the P.E.K.K.A.s and his Super Wizards into this certain compartment. But what we're going to see here is the Royal Champion working in combination alongside our troops on the back end. We do actually still have 1 jump spell to be deployed, and I wonder why Vam didn't use this jump spell earlier. Maybe he wasn't expecting that Super Wall Breaker to make it that far, or he just didn't want to take any risks, and if he needed it for the back end, he could use it. If he didn't, like he does here, he could just swag it, because why not? And yeah, Royal Champion has already popped her ability, but we've got a couple of healers bringing her back up to full health, and going to end up swagging that entire jump spell right there, and it's a nice triple on the board for Vam, the second of which coming in from Chaos. So let's hop over and check out another one of the Darkest MuZhan hits. Alright, so we've got Wei going to be coming in here with a Witch spam attack. So we do have some zap spells, or lightning spells I suppose as we should call them, coming in here for Wei against Hermes. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be zapping down a couple of those structures in the middle of the base. Down comes the rest of those zaps. We do have an Earthquake as well, which is going to go down right there, trying to get maximum value from his spells. In comes the Grand Warden from that top section. Sneaky Goblin going to come in and help take down that storage just a little bit quicker, speeding along the process of this Grand Warden walk. Queen now going to be making her way in as well. Ice Golem making an appearance, and the witches all now going to be spammed in from this top section of the base. And I would worry right now that we haven't actually fully set this funnel, but let's see what Wei is going to do. He's going to bring in yet another Super Wall Breaker from this left hand side. that is actually going to open up this compartment just a little bit wider. There was already a 1 tile space that the troops could walk through, but not taking any gambles, opening it up just a little bit more, and now we can drop that Eternal Tome ability as we push in through the Town Hall section of the base. King alongside the siege barracks, making an appearance from this left-hand side of the base. In comes another super wall breaker, opening up the multi-target Inferno compartment here in the middle of the base. Does need to be careful here, might need to commit a free spell or an invisibility spell down onto our troops, as we're starting to take quite a significant amount of damage from the defenses. King's ability going to be brought in over on this left-hand side of the base. He is going to quite nicely step up and deal with the first of those scatter shots over on this left-hand side of the base. The remaining scatter shot at that top section, do not fear, because the Royal Champion is here. She is going to be making her way in, and with her ability she should be able to take it down relatively quickly. Those Hog Riders doing some beautiful work over along that left hand side of the base. Again, another attack where we're seeing the Hog Riders and the Royal Champion brought in from two separate sides, which is interesting. Usually we see the RC coming in alongside those Hog Riders from the siege barracks, but we're going to be deciding just to mix it up a little bit here. The Royal Champion ends up getting some really nice value as those Witches and the Skeletons end up tanking for all the troops in the middle. And look at the swag. Down it goes in the middle of the base. Double freeze and an invisibility spell. Also going to be swagging that Queen ability. Ultimate swag coming in there from Wei. And a really nice triple on the board for Darkest MuZhan. We've got time for one more triple, and it's coming in for Chaos. Alright, so Rexjack going to be coming in with the final hit of this war, and of course it's going to be the Inferno Dragon Skelly spell hit coming in. Now, this attack has it's not taken over the meta. I wouldn't quite go as far as saying it's completely overwhelmed the meta, but it's certainly, we're seeing it a little bit more in the meta than before, and it's a really interesting strategy, because really all you have to do is make sure you funnel your Inferno Dragons into the base like Rexjack is doing here, using your heroes, and then you can just continually spam down those skeleton spells to tank for the defenses as your Inferno Dragons fly overhead and snipe off these buildings one after the other. Now what Rexjack does here is he brings in the blimp. You can see it flying all the way through the center of the base, waiting till the very last second, and then throws in the Eternal Tome ability. What that does is it allows the blimp to soak up all of those Seeking Air Mines, but also just to get into that Town Hall compartment. You can see how heavily baited the Town Hall section of this base was. There were so many Seeking Air Mines, 4 or 5 Seeking Air Mines in that area, as well as the Tornado Trap, but Rexjack saved the Eternal Tome ability so late on in this attack that the blimp easily made it through. And look at the overkill on this base. We have so many troops left up. We're going to swag that Queen ability, and this attack was rapid. It was an incredibly fast attack coming in from Rexjack. A really nice example of how strong this strategy can be. Alright, and that is all we've got time for in this video. I really hope you guys did enjoy this war. Seeing Chaos pick up a 13-12 win against Darkest MuZhan is always nice. Darkest MuZhan, of course, a very strong team, but Chaos just pipping them to the post in this war. The PIT league that's going on right now, so make sure you guys check that out. Some really awesome wars going on over on Twitch as well, twitch.tv/ClashWithStyle. I'm sure I will have some on my streams at some point. But if you guys did enjoy this video, first of all, let me know in the comments which one of these attacks was your favorite. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you guys haven't already, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.